made it 30 minutes. Eager, of course, to see how it turns out. I'm seeing some obvious Coppola influences, as well as thematic similarities with epic medieval poems like Gawain and the Green Knight and Beowulf, with the eldritch monster threatening the town. I also didn't expect to learn so much about fish reproduction. That is indeed a terrible movie. Well done.
Where can I start with this thing? This is awful.
Truly the movie ever made in the history of all time!
The most
Exclamation point!
It shocked me because of just
Development:
how much
is
of a
the
movie
worst
it
movie
is.
I have ever seen. Pretty much everything about it is garbage. The writing, the editing, the voice acting, and don't even get me started on this movie's pathetic attempt at humor. I have no idea who thought making this was a good idea, but whoever it is needs to be stopped.
In all of my experience in the film industry, I have never seen a film receive such unanimous negative reception as Development: It's a film with an off-putting strangeness to it, but this strangeness is nothing compared to, and perhaps even emblematic of, the history behind the film. A history that was all but lost along with the film itself. That is, until today. Hello everyone, I'm Blake Winchester. I've been in hiding for many years, ever since the legal troubles I ran into with my last film, The Sugarloaf Shade. But now I am out of hiding to bring you all the development colon of Development Colon. Now, Development: was released on the Heart of Pluto Pictures YouTube channel on October 31st, 2023. It was originally scheduled to be released on October 30th, 2023, but was delayed one day for unknown reasons. And that's basically all that was known about the film before, during, and after its release. There was no trailer, no poster, no interviews with the cast and crew, not even the names of the cast and crew were known. And as soon as I watched the film, I knew I had to learn more. The obvious first step was to reach out to the people who made the film. There's just one problem. All of the film's crew are either anonymous, dead, or both. There is actually some debate over whether or not the film actually had a director, as the narrator states in his now infamous ending monologue.
No, he never hired a director. He thought he could make this film without one, and that doomed it from the start. Because without a director, this film will never be released.
However, the film did in fact release, meaning it must have had a director. And the film does feature a director credit, although it is left blank, so that gives us nothing to go off of. The producer and writer aren't named in the credits either. However, their existence is confirmed throughout the film, as they are actually characters within the film itself. That said, the film also confirms their deaths in this scene here. Warning, the following audio is disturbing.
Who let him back in? I did. That's it, you're fired. We all are.
So those two aren't viable options either. And since no one gives a fuck to track down the person who edited the film, the next logical step is to track down the cast. Unlike the crew, the cast members are all named in the credits, making our job easier. Or so it would seem. There's just one problem. Most of the names in the credits are misleading. When the film initially released, audiences were shocked to see Jimmy Stewart, Harrison Ford, and Sylvester Stallone listed among the cast. Especially given the fact that Jimmy Stewart, probably most well known for his guest appearance as non-evil Mortimer Sanchez in the Twilight Zone episode Pickle Rick, died on July 2nd, 1997. Also, Harrison Ford of the Star Wars Holiday Special fame and 36-time Razzie nominee Sylvester Stallone are too high caliber for this garbage. But what if I told you that Jimmy Stewart, Harrison Ford, and Sylvester Stallone were all portrayed by one actor? You see, there's another character that appears in the film not named in the credits, although it only appears in scenes with the producer and writer, scenes that seemingly were never meant to be in the film. This character is referred to as CVA, and it appears to be some form of AI that is able to mimic the voices of various celebrities, such as Jimmy Stewart and Harrison Ford. While it is never confirmed to mimic the voice of Sylvester Stallone, one could put two and two together and get fish. The real mystery is, what does CVA stand for? Probably celebrity voice actor, but we can't possibly know for sure. Unfortunately, CVA was most likely destroyed in the studio fire set by the writer, so that's another dead end. So, we can't talk to the makers of the film. And all the big-name celebrities that were said to be involved with the film actually weren't involved at all. But what about the other voice actors? After all, not all credited cast members are A-list celebrities. Stan Blank, who is credited as the Yellow and Blue Fish, the film's lead role, is merely a YouTuber with 447 subscribers, making him easy to get in contact with. While he did agree to an interview, he revealed that this credit is also misleading.
Alright, I am interviewing Stan Blank.
Hello.
Yes. Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you the same Stan Blank that is currently running for president?
Maybe I am running for president. I'm not quite sure how this whole thing is working out right now.
You either know that you're running for president or you know that you're not. Like, I don't understand the confusion.
I'm just trying to mess with you. Yeah, I am running for president.
Huh. That's strange, because your demeanor in this call seems to be very different from the campaign footage that I've seen.
Oh, what campaign footage are you talking about? I don't recall.
Oh, your address that you wanted to make America miserable again? Something like that?
What the fuck? What the fuck? I never said that.
Hello, America. My name is Stan Blank. Of course, if you must distinguish me from my great-grandfather who served as your 32nd and a half president, you may call me the Stan Who Laughs. I am here to announce that I will be running for president in the 2024 election. If elected, I promise to further enforce the blank code enacted by my great-grandfather, crack down on illegal films leaking online, and make America miserable again!
How exactly did you get involved with playing the yellow and blue fish in Development:
I did not play the yellow and blue fish in Development: at all. For some reason, my name was used as credit for the yellow and blue fish, which is absolutely baffling because I did no work for that movie at all. I hesitate to even call it a movie. It is such a strange, long, tedious experience. And yes, I have watched it all the way through. This movie was very clearly just a re-edit of Finding Jesus. I don't respect the screenwriter because he clearly wrote the part.
Well, maybe you should respect him a little bit. He is dead.
Whatever. It's just like a stupid fucking shitpost movie. If this was done in earnest, if this script was created in earnest to try to make a good movie, then it's one of the worst ever made. It's awful. Yeah, I was not involved in that movie at all.
Well, that's very strange to hear. What do you plan to do about the fact that they used your name?
Try to stew.
Now, I don't believe you're lying by any means about your lack of involvement with Development: but I do find it suspicious that when I was looking, searching, scouring the internet for any information on Development: while I wasn't able to find much relating to the original film, I did find a sequel.
And now we join the orange and blue frog and the green and green mouse for another installment.
Frid, what are you doing? Gummies! Health and safety, Frid!
Yeah, Development: 2. I thought you'd never ask. That was just supposed to be a funny meme kind of thing.
It seems that your sequel has gotten almost as much attention online as the original Development: It's got a pretty similar view count. Are you worried that Heart of Pluto Pictures may come to sue you for copyright infringement?
I mean, that would be pretty brazen of them considering they stole the Finding Jesus footage to use it in the movie. And this movie, aside from the opening, is entirely composed of completely original footage, which is more than the original movie has. So if they tried to do that, they'd be pretty brazen and they'd probably lose in court. But so yeah, I'm not really worried about that. Although there have been, I have noticed a couple strange things in my life ever since I filmed that. But I just usually shrug them off as glitches in the Matrix. You know, those weird things.
What sort of strange things are you talking about?
Oh, you know, like figures darting by the window, strange pieces of mail that sometimes show up. Sometimes, like, I don't know, like freaking knocks on the door and then I open it up and there's nothing there except a letter and I'll just toss it in the trash.
It is interesting that you mention, you know, the footage being very similar to Finding Jesus, considering this was a lost film for many years. Do you think it is possible that you know, only the audio was recovered and the studio just made do with what they had, and so they decided to use the Finding Jesus visuals for a lack of other visuals.
That is a very interesting proposition, actually. I haven't thought of that. I mean, that would make sense since the visuals are very lazily cropped together. So, yeah, that is actually an interesting idea, that this could be a reconstruction and maybe the original version that's still lost to this day featured original animation on cells or something. That's an interesting proposition.
Just to clarify, you had zero involvement with development, colon.
Aside from my name being unwillingly stolen and credited, then yeah, I was not involved in that movie at all.
Well, honestly, this whole interview has been a waste of time.
As far as I could tell, that sounds like Frid doing the voice.
Who the fuck is Frid?
Who the fuck indeed is Frid? Luckily, Stan was able to get me in contact with Frid, who, it turns out, also has a valid reason for wanting to sue the makers of Development Colon.
Okay, I am here today interviewing... I thought I was going to be speaking to Frid. I don't... Calypso, is it?
Hello. Yep, I'm Calypso. Let me turn my camera on.
Oh, okay. Alright, this is a little...
Alright. There you go. Hello.
Oh. I was, not expecting, this.
Yeah, what did you want to talk about?
Okay. Well, I guess... So... What is your relation to Development Colon, I guess? Let's start with that.
Okay, so I don't have like a direct involvement myself, but I do know Frid, and apparently his voice was copied by AI and used in the movie without permission. So, and he did complain to me about that quite a lot. But otherwise, like myself, I don't believe I have any direct involvement in that. I don't remember recording anything for it. The most I did was act in Development Colon 2.
So is Frid there with you?
He's upstairs. Let me go see if I can grab him. Frid!
Oh, okay. It is way too early in the morning for this.
All right, Frid. He's down here. Okay. This way.
Hello?
Oh, hello. Oh, okay.
Oh, did he tell you about Development Colon again?
Yeah, so there must have been some miscommunication. I wanted to interview you about Development Colon. The first one, not the...
Well, that makes sense, because I don't have a Discord account yet. I've got a YouTube channel, but I don't have a Discord account yet, so you had to get him, I think.
Okay. So tell me more about your experience with Development Colon. How did you find out about their alleged use of your voice?
I think Noah Nelson, or is he related to you?
Yeah, he's my nephew, son. It's complicated.
He's just a somewhat related person. Okay, so he was talking to us about this awful Development Colon movie, and I listened to it, and that was so clearly my voice coming out of the main character, and I was like, what in the hell is going on?
Goblin Langdon? What the fuck is that?
Because I never, agreed to this. I never recorded anything for this. At this time, I was still a private figure. I'm a public figure now because on this set, I film, children's videos, but at the time, I was a private figure. I was in almost nothing. I was really and I, swore and broke things and stuff. It would definitely hurt my image if such a thing was released, but it never was.
Oh, okay. I mean, you're, let's face it, a nobody.
Yeah.
But what makes you so sure that they took your voice specifically, and why do you think they would have taken your voice specifically?
Oh my god. I just remembered something. I know exactly how they took my voice. I know exactly how now. I cannot believe I didn't think of this. What was I thinking? Oh my gosh. Yep. I know how they took my voice. I know how.
Oh, okay. Care to elaborate?
I did,
do some voice recordings as SpongeBob for some guy called SpongeBob Sonic 10 or something. And I guess that must have been because those were publicly available. And that explains why I was credited as Stan too. Why that voice was credited as Stan, because he was credited as the voice of SpongeBob in those videos incorrectly as well.
Huh. Interesting.
So that must be it. I'm such an idiot for not realizing this sooner. I can't believe this. But now that must be it. But I'm still really pissed about it. You should not make AI voices of somebody without their permission.
So what were your thoughts on the movie as a whole? Like, do you think they did you justice, or...
No. I don't think they did anyone justice. I think that was an injustice to the movie industry. It shouldn't be considered a movie. They just took a bunch of footage from another movie, re-edited it back together into a even worse movie, and they barely had a script at all. It was just nonsense. This is basically just something that you put on for a little kid, except you can't even do that for this one because it's super inappropriate. There's like the scene where the starfish is talking about his face being his or something. It's really, you could not put this on for a little kid. And it's too stupid and too long and absolutely horrific. And yeah, I have to agree. It's one of the worst movies ever made in all time in history.
Yes. So, what exactly do you plan to do regarding their unauthorized use of your voice, allegedly, of course? Do you plan to sue the production studio?
I intend to.
If you have this such burning hatred for Development: why on earth would you agree to be in its sequel?
Because it's not the real sequel. It's just a stupid...
Yeah, fair enough, I suppose. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
Other than to vote for the miserable movie Oscars?
And where can they vote for the miserable movie Oscars exactly? Will there be
a link in the description. Yeah, that's right.
Alright. Thank you, Frid. Thank you for agreeing to this interview.
Oh, yeah, no problem. If you need anything else, just let me know.
Alright.
Yeah, me too. You can let me know about anything too.
Yep.
Oh, okay. That won't be necessary, but thank you.
So what do you say we go get something to eat now?
Awesome. See ya.
Want me to turn the camera off?
Yeah, sure.
Alright.
Now at this point, you're probably thinking, Blake, what the fuck are you doing? You've had more dead ends than actual interviews, and the two interviews you have had are with people who are A, not involved with the film at all, and B, are actually trying to sue the people who made the film. You're clearly not getting anywhere. Your parents were right about you being a failure. Stop wasting your time with this shitty documentary about an even shittier animated film. But it's because that film is so shitty that the people deserve to know why. Okay, so the yellow and blue fish was a bust. But what about the blue and blue fish? He was voiced by... Melanie, I guess. That's not a name I can track down. Hello?
Is this Blake Winchester?
Yes, this is.
I heard you're making a documentary about Development: I'd like to talk with you about that.
I'm sorry, who is this?
This is Dave Grover. Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Would you be able to, do a video call, sometime this week?
I'd rather do this in person. I'll send you the address. You can come by anytime.
Oh, awesome. I look forward to speaking with you. Dave Grover, probably most well known for his recurring guest role as the caretaker in One Dark Night, the hit sitcom based on the PG-rated Adam West starring horror film of the same name, or for his supporting role as Impound Lot Guy in the Christmas action stoner comedy film Saving Grace. He actually made his film debut in development, in which he voices a whopping 7 characters that we know of. Of course, because the film was only just recently found, it is actually his most recent release. After the film's release, Dave Grover seemingly dropped off the face of the earth. Was it because he was embarrassed that his first performance, which may be the worst voice acting performance in history, had finally come to light? Yes. But I'll let him tell you that. After Development: Colon's release, you seemingly dropped off the face of the earth. Was it because you were embarrassed that your first performance, which may be the worst voice acting performance in history, had finally come to light?
Well, that's not entirely fair to say.
Whoa, that's not what I expected your voice to sound like.
You spoke to me on the phone yesterday.
I just thought you had bad reception or something. You sound so different from the film. What happened?
That was a long time ago. I was so young. Also, I've recently developed a crippling addiction to smoking glue.
Don't you mean sniffing glue?
Nope.
Oh. Well, how did you get involved with Development: Colon?
Well, you see, I was working at the impound lot, and this producer guy was parked in a no parking zone, which of course is a big no-no, so I go to tow his car, but before I can do that, he offers me a deal, says he'll give me a role in his film if I don't tow his car. So I go to the studio, record my lines, and after I'm done, I say, you better be out of that space tomorrow or you're getting towed. Next day, he's still parked in that no parking zone, but he offers me another role in his film so that I don't tow his car. Now this went on for 7 days. On the 8th day, I go to the studio, and it turns out the studio is burned down and the producer guy is dead. So, I finally towed his car.
Okay, that's not really the part I care about. Tell me more about the recording process. What led to your performance being so...
Okay, listen. I don't think it's very fair to place all the blame on me for how my performance turned out. First of all, I was asked to play 7 different roles with 0 acting experience and 0 direction. Actually, scratch that. The one piece of direction I was given was to imitate a stereotypical Jamaican accent, which I think we can all agree I was morally right to not do. Second of all, I was acting off of artificially intelligent fish who had no idea they were in a movie, so I had to improvise that entire sexual education lecture. Third of all, the script, however little I could stick to it, was dog shit.
Wait, what did you just say?
I said the script was dog shit.
No, before that.
I wouldn't do a Jamaican accent?
After that.
I don't recall. Anyway, after that experience, I figured, hey, I could probably make it in the acting industry if I got better scripts. And for a while, I did have pretty good luck in the acting industry. But once Development: Colon came out, I stopped getting roles, got fired from One Dark Night, and my wife divorced me.
Yeah, so sad. What did you say about the fish?
You know what? This interview is over. I'm done.
Wait, Mr. Grover, please! Dave Grover refused to cooperate any further, saying I was exploiting his trauma. Whatever. There is still one more cast member we can reach out to. Topher, also known as the narrator, also made his acting debut in Development: Colon, before having a brief stint on the Earthcore Studios original series off camera, and eventually creating the Dubbers universe. And no, not the show Dubbers, the actual alternate universe in which the show takes place. That's right, one of the cast members of this shitty film is a literal god. Or he was, anyway. See, Topher actually died a while back in an incident completely unrelated to Development Colon. However, his spirit has been sighted a few times since then. So, all we have to do is reach out.
Let's see what my email has to say today. Huh? Hey, Topher? I somehow got an email from Blake.
No. You can't make me do that.
Okay, but like, why not?
You know this man. He's a dangerous individual.
I mean, he's clearly trying his best.
He looks like he's floundering around, scared of his own reflection. Not even worthy of being called a man anymore.
I mean, is it funny at least?
Yeah, pretty funny.
I mean, you could at least humor the idea. Maybe get a chance to say something, get stuff off your mind. It's good to process through your emotions.
To him?
I mean, he's willing to listen to you, and it's freer than therapy.
Fine. Just this once. Send him an email back.
Okay.
Hello, I am here interviewing Topher, also known as the narrator. Thank you for joining me for this interview, Topher. Do you mind if I call you Topher?
You're lucky I'm in the same room as you.
Yes, well, so first question I have, how did you get involved with Development Colon?
Since I wanted to get into narration as a part of voice acting, I tried anything to get into the industry. That's where my unfortunate involvement with that disaster came to be.
Tell me more about the process of making Development Colon.
The actual development itself, Development Colon, was more of a train wreck that I was merely on a passenger car for. Most of my days at the studio were spent just in the recording booth, being forced to listen to whatever they had on hand, and reading off of a script that they gave. I, of course, ad-libbed a couple of things like I heard most good voice actors did, trying to add a bit of spice to whatever I could. But there was no saving. It was doomed from the start.
You got in some hot water with the producer, as heard in the film. What was working with him specifically like?
I never had a good idea. Nobody should ever listen to my opinions on anything. He is where all the money comes in, so since he's signing my paycheck, I'm not paid to inform him of how he should spend his money. I shouldn't talk with any of the other staff in the room. I don't get that privilege. I can fire you at any moment I choose and replace you with any other whelp on the street that I can pick up lunch scraps. Just an overall gem of a human being.
On that note, obviously we hear in the final moments of the film the writer killing the producer and then himself, and subsequently setting the studio on fire, allowing you to speak with the yellow and blue fish and the blue and blue fish, but escape before the fire grows too ferocious. What was your level of involvement with that plan?
The day of, I received a letter in the mail telling me I should come back to the studio, and that Producer wanted me back for something, and had rethought his decision. I didn't believe it for a second, but it was still curious enough for me to want to go back and see what was. I wasn't close with the writer, but some reason he held me in a higher regard than I should have, given our disagreements on the film.
So, you did not know what was going to happen to the producer and the writer when you arrived there that day?
No. I just saw an opportunity and took. Anyone would have done the same.
I also notice your interactions with the yellow and blue fish and the blue and blue fish to be quite interesting. There have been a lot of theories regarding the exact nature of the yellow and blue fish and the blue and blue fish. Since you got to interact with them firsthand, would you be able to shine some light on the exact nature of what was going on there?
I was forcefully shunted away from a lot of what I believe the producer never wanted me to see. Didn't fully trust somebody so insignificant in his eyes. But it never truly felt like I was interacting with an AI like I was told I was. Film. Sure, it was quote-unquote cheaper to use the technology, but I don't think the producer was a smart enough man to come up with something like that himself, let alone program it. So I mostly spent where got some of that effect. Kid somebody. He stealed experimental technology. I suppose with the building burned down, records of what he did are no longer anywhere to. As I said, the yellow and blue fish and the blue and blue I also wonder where they had.
Huh. Interesting. Is there anything else you would like to say to people watching this documentary?
You can do so much better.
All right. Thank you for your time, Topher.
Sight.
Okay.
So, what have we learned? Honestly, not much. Not really anything. God, everyone was right. This was a waste of time. Much like a vital expository speech broadcast exclusively in a shitty video game, the secrets of development colon have fallen directly into my lap. Or in this case, my hole. Surely, reading the film's script will answer all of my burning questions. Let's take a look, shall we? Much like a vital expository speech broadcast exclusively in a shitty video game, the secrets of development have fallen directly into my lap. Or in this case, my bowl. Surely, reading the film's script will answer all of my burning questions. Let's take a look, shall we? Much like a vital expository speech broadcast exclusively in a shitty video game, the secrets of development have fallen directly into my lap. Or in this case, my bowl. Surely, reading the film's script will answer all of my burning questions. Let's take a look, shall we? Well, this is it. The script for Development : As you can see, the cover's a bit torn, the title's a bit faded. I'm not even sure if that's legible on camera, but trust me, it says Development : There also appear to be some stains. Ew. Okay. Let's read this thing. Okay. So it's all handwritten. That seems unusual for a major motion picture. Seems to be falling apart at the seams here. I guess we don't know how old this thing is, so yeah. Let's see. I'm just looking for anything of note. Oh, weird. The producer's lines are, can you see that? Can you see that? The producer's lines are written down. I figured that was all unscripted. Huh. Maybe there was some... What the fuck? What the fuck? There's some overlapping text here? What the fuck? I'm sure it's nothing. I'm sure that... What the fuck? What is... What? There's not been margins like that before. What? There hasn't been stuff written up here before. What? All that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Why is this page blank? That screams going off the line. What the fuck? What the fuck? What? Who wrote? I mean, you know, what the fuck? EI, what? This line continues here, but what? What the fuck? Oh, there's more there. Oh my god, this is really starting to freak me out. What the fuck? Another partially blank page. The fuck? There's torn out more. Shit, this is where they skip part of the film, I guess. Okay, I guess that's not too out of the ordinary. It's just, yeah. These pages are seeming to look another credits roll. Oh, but that's not the end. That's the fake happy ending that they have. It's the... What the fuck? What is that? What is What is any of this? Oh my god. What the fuck? More torn out pages. This page is just completely blank. Okay. Okay, all these characters don't have Oh, the scene repeats, substituting the mayor. What the fuck? Who writes a script? What the fuck? The crusty, crappy, secret formula? Oh god, it's just like the movie. What the fuck? Why is it written like that? Why is it written like that? I guess if you close this, it makes sense, but like still, what the fuck? Okay, here's the lyrics to the song. What the fuck? More overlapping words. God. Okay, another unfinished page. Another. Okay. This page is ripped. This. Why? What? The movie so far plays again in its entirety, uncut. The movie as it has been shown so far should not include any lines that give too much away, but now everyone can know truth? What the fuck? More rip, and the characters' names change in the script? What the fuck? So what's your ending? But that's the end of the script, and there... The fuck? The string here? What the fuck? Wait, the choice is not theirs? The choice is yours. Choose. Why isn't there a period after choose? Wait, when I think about it, why are all these pages like torn at the corner like that? What? How did that even happen? What the fuck? The development colon of development colon? A documentary by Blake Winchester. What the fuck? The documentary starts with a montage of negative development colon review. What the fuck? This is all my shit. This is all the shit I said. I wrote a script for this, but I wrote it somewhere else. What the fuck? Wait. Why is my thing in here? I haven't seen this before today. What the fuck? My whole interview with Dave is here? Let's take a look. That's the end. What the fuck? What is that marking at the bottom there? What? Is there anything else? No. There's nothing else. Wait. How does this end?